Hello, everyone. This is William Armstrong here. I'm going to talk about something that is really going to become a problem, and it's going to start becoming more of an increasing issue later on. But this is what's really upsetting me and bothering me a bit. I seen on CBS News on Instagram a video about a teenager that is accused of orchestrating hundreds of swattings, including against his own home. And it is on NBC News, ABC News, or no, I think ABC and CBS News as well, but now read it. The teen is accused of orchestrating hundreds of swattings, including against his own home. The 17-year-old from California is allegedly behind other swatting incidents across the country targeting schools, historically black colleges, and the homes of FBI agents, according to court filings. The article is written by Michael Koznar and Zoe Richards. It says a California teenager is accused of being behind a flurry of swatting incidents across the country targeting schools and the homes of FBI agents, has been arrested in connection with a swatting attempt at a Florida mosque last year, according to court documents filed by state prosecutors. Alan Winston Filion, 17, was arrested last month at his home in Lancaster, California, and extradited to Florida on Tuesday, court documents say. He was charged as an adult on 4 felonies, including charges related to the false reporting that triggered law enforcement response. Filion entered a not guilty plea to the charges. He is being held without bail at the John E. Polk Correctional Facility. Filion is allegedly behind the hundreds of swatting incidents across the country targeting high schools, historically black colleges, and the homes of FBI agents, according to a motion filed by the government to secure Filion's detention in the mosque case. He even allegedly targeted his own home. What was he thinking? What was this 17-year-old thinking doing this? Now, he's behind bars for that on felony charges. In May of last year, deputies from the Seminole County Law Enforcement responded to a caller who said he was armed with a blank and was entering the Masjid Al-Hay Mosque in Sanford, Florida, to carry out a mass blank, according to county records. Upon their arrival, officers said they saw a woman in her two blank at the building's entrance and identified the call as a hoax after speaking with them, records show. I'm not saying certain words just to avoid problems. My context here is to explain my opinions about why I think that swatting still is a bad idea and why people keep doing this knowing they're going to get into a world of trouble and the consequences of it. Like, people don't care for the consequences of swatting. According to newly unsealed court documents obtained by the NBC News, the Seminole County Sheriff's Office and the FBI have tracked Filion's post on Telegram, offering up his swatting services as well as recordings of swatting calls. They allege he was responsible for hundreds of swatting incidents, including Louisiana, Maryland, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Washington. The swatting attempts allegedly have included threats at high schools and a non-governmental organization that researches extremism. NBC News reported that last year on FBI and its online database for swatting and tracking and prevention that is housed at the FBI Criminal Justice Information Services Division in West Virginia. According to the arrest warrant affidavit following that report, Filion posted a diagram online threatening to call in threats to that FBI facility in West Virginia and to SWAT Supreme Court justices and senators. Shortly thereafter, a 911 caller claimed that he had stashed 3 dozen pipe blank around the FBI facility that would detonate in 30 minutes, according to the affidavit. No explosives were found. In the days that followed, a series of top FBI special agents at field offices in Pittsburgh, Oklahoma City, and San Antonio, and the head of the Criminal Justice Information Services Division in Washington, D.C., were all targeted by swatting calls at their homes. The caller's voice in the mosque incident matched that of the voice heard in the swatting incidents involving FBI personnel, according to the arrest warrant affidavit, which was signed by a detective from the Seminole County Sheriff's Office and an FBI agent. The affidavit also said Fillon has posted many anti-Semitic comments online and has an affinity for the Lord of the Rings, referencing to the Lord of the Rings films and things like that. They allege he has a pattern of referring to the same weapons like AR-15s and pipe blank in his calls, in addition to making references to Satan. They also allege they have even found posts where Fillon has admitted to swatting his own home, documents say. Fillon and his father agreed to an interview, but when agents pressed Fillon on whether he swatted his own home, his father became confused and Fillon became upset and terminated the interview, court documents say. An attorney for Fillon did not immediately respond to requests for comment. In a statement, Seminole County Sheriff's Dennis Lima referred to the arrest and pointing the dangers of swatting. The arrest warrant affidavit notes that swatting, which is the false reporting of a crime in progress to draw law enforcement to a particular location, is dangerous for both the responding officers and victims and can result in the victim's accidental killings. Yikes. Hint, remember Tyler Barris and Andrew Finch? Andrew Finch got targeted by the SWAT team innocently because of what Tyler Barris did, caused Andrew Finch to get completely harmed by the SWAT team. Since Tyler Barris sent the SWAT team to the wrong person's home, or sent the SWAT team to the innocent person's home, Tyler Barris caused Andrew Finch to be completely taken out by the SWAT team. Swatting also ties up significant law enforcement emergency resources, the affidavit says. Swatting is a perilous and senseless crime, which puts innocent lives in dangerous situations and drains valuable resources, Lima said. Make no mistake, we will continue to work tirelessly in collaboration with our policing partners and the judiciary to apprehend such swatting perpetrators. Swatting is also difficult to track down, with those making the fraudulent calls often using technology to disguise their voice, caller information, location. Swatting became a national story after several high-profile incidents involving a member of Congress, the White House, and former United Nations Ambassador Nikki Haley, who is seeking the Republican nomination for president. Haley was the target of two recent swatting incidents at her home in South Carolina. Both cases were closed with no arrests made. Having that said, swatting's no joke. Just because people do swatting can actually end up putting innocent people's lives at stake, and also it draws and wastes emergency resources away from a real crime, that's happening. So people that decide to be a complete jackass and call the SWAT team to make a false swatting call should realize what they're doing will have serious consequences for those who do these horrible swatting prank calls. Like, these jackasses should realize that swatting, making fake SWAT calls, is bad because of the dangers of what can go wrong. For example, Kerry Holzman, a YouTuber, he's been swatted himself, as he talked about swatting before. Brian Krebs, an independent freelance security research journalist, has also been swatted too, along with many other people have been swatted by people reporting false SWAT calls, by making false SWAT report calls to send SWAT teams out to anyone's home, to the point where the SWAT teams will take out an innocent person's life, creating more trouble. If Tyler Barris hadn't done what he did, Andrew Finch would have still been around by now, but Andrew Finch is not around anymore after Tyler Barris pulled a fake swatting incident that caused someone's innocent life to be taken out. So I want to say, don't be a complete moron or an idiot or a jackass and do the swatting calls. Don't be a complete jackass or moron or don't do them. Because if you be a jackass or a moron or an idiot and do those swatting calls, and you send the SWAT team to the wrong location and they end up taking someone's life, you're on the hook for it if the authorities can track you down in time. See you next time. Bye-bye.